Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Happy full moon from the lair. Let's see, what is this day? I believe it's Wednesday the 30th of August. We have a moon in Pisces. It's a full moon. It's a super moon, which means, let's see, the blue moon means that it's the second full moon of the month, and the super moon means that it's just a little bit closer to our planet, which means it's going to be a little amplified, these energies from this Pisces full moon. Okay, so I'm starting off with that because it's kind of a big deal. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but this channel has a mission to do another thing, and the other thing is to try and give you a little direction on how to navigate the energies that are affecting us. Okay, I have a couple of notes on the moon, but I'll give you that after we do a grace card reading. Okay, so we're going to do a grace card reading. I did pre-shuffle our grace card deck, y'all. Oh, look what's on top. Hallelujah. Let's see what's on bottom, y'all. All right, and underneath the deck is invoke. Ask for a blessing. There's an endless supply of divine support awaiting your request. Don't forget to speak up for yourself, okay? Source is always listening. There's always some divine support awaiting our request. You can't get any plainer than that. All right, y'all. I'm going to cut this deck one time and get to it. All right. It's a little quiet out here right now. I think it's the calm before the storm. So if it starts raining midstream, let's let it rain, okay? All right, now look, this card, I'm going to do one card, and then I'm going to do a halo card or a confirmation or a card to give this card from the grace card deck little context. So we're going to do that one from Power of the Elements Oracle deck today, y'all. That's the one that jumped out at me. Let's get our grace card. The grace card that I'm trying to pull today, I set an intention to give us all a little direction on what it is that we can actually concentrate on right now, right here, right now, through this time frame of such a pivotal, like, big deal. You know, it's a big deal. This moon is a big deal. It's energies that are here, that are present for us, and how can we take better advantage of these energies? What can we do personally to get the most out of what's happening? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Also, y'all, this is so weird because I looked at another video last night or early this morning. I've been up a long time, y'all, I don't know, and the card was illumination, but I kept confusing it with this card, which is hilarious. Okay, can't make that up. Imagination. Life's difficulties are a call to consciousness. This is timely. This is so perfect. Oh, a lot of my friends are in Hawaii. A lot of my friends are in Florida, and I won't expound on that. Life's difficulties are a call to consciousness, a grace-inspired event that challenges us to reach beyond limited thinking. Y'all, we somehow most of us, once we grow up, we get very busy with our mundane 3D lives. We are trying to fulfill the mission of the machine, because that's the dealio, societally wise. And it seems like our imagination takes like a back seat, or even is in the boot. That's what we call the trunk in the Deep South, the boot. And it's just like, that's one of our skills. That's the part of our original skill set, and we need that so much because we do tend, I mean, with everything put on top of us, with everything that we are channeled into believing, we're in a box. We're in a box. We think and see inside this box. We think, see, and feel inside this box. When our real reality, our natural reality, the organic situation for us is so much bigger, okay? And without that imagination, without tapping into that sense of imagination, you kind of get stuck in that funnel. You perceive life through that funnel. You react to others through that funnel. You run your emotions on that funnel, through that funnel. And it's so ridiculously limiting. It's so limiting. I I can't even go into it right now. Don't get me started on organized religion, because we might be here, we might be here through the storm. But suffice it to say, even the grace cards are doing what I was doing earlier and just saying, yeah, this imagination card keeps coming up for me. It's amazing that we pulled it. And I really believe that this is the key to keeping ourselves sane. You know, stuff we go through, we can't even imagine that it's transpiring. And without that sense of imagination, without looking outside the lines, we're kind of trapped. We're locked into this vision, this thing that we're in, when really all of this is just temporary. You know, it's temporary. Life is ebb and flow. Life is flowing. I always say, like, if life were a car, it wouldn't be an automatic, it's a stick shift. You know, it curves, it winds, it slows up, it speeds up. And if we keep ourselves in that funnel little place that society puts us in so that we can focus on these mundane things that we're supposed to be doing, there's a really hard, it's a hard time for us to wiggle out of circumstances that seem really hard for us. It's hard to remember how strong we are. It's hard to remember that there's sun on the other side. It's hard to remember that we are capable and that we have the faculties and that God is with us and that all of that support system that we actually have. It's hard to remember that without our imaginations, because sometimes the circumstance seems very poignant. It seems designed. It seems set, and it's never set. It's never set. Okay? So tap into your imagination, especially when things don't look the way that you want them to look. Okay? And remember that this is a fluid situation. This is not a fixed situation. It's a very mutable where we travel in this world. It's not in that little box. There's a myriad of possibilities. And if you tap into that fact that there are other realms, that other possibilities, other timelines, then it makes it easier to do the transmuting and the rising above anything that you might have created for yourself, advanced studies, experientially, that doesn't feel all that great. Okay? This is your key right here. Tap into your imagination. You don't have to go develop it. You have it. All you got to do is tap into it. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I pre-shuffled this deck, so we may as well just give it a shuffle. And this deck is several months old, but it's still kind of stiff for me, so don't laugh, okay? All we can do is do our best, right? That's what I say, and that's what I believe. Okay, on the bottom of the deck we have empowerment. Embrace your personal power, okay? And sometimes you might have to use what? Your imagination. Because we forget, and we're also told, we're also conditioned to believe that we don't have that kind of power. We don't have that transcendent power. That we have to get it from somewhere else, that we have to pray for it, that we have to do this and that and this and that, and we have to be a certain caliber and we have to learn things. No, we don't. Embrace your personal power, because that's another thing. You've got it. And that happens in the now. It doesn't happen in the past. It doesn't happen through memory. It doesn't happen through projection of the future, because the future's not here yet. It happens in the now. So pay attention to your energy and your stuff right in your now, because that's where you can create and you can use your personal power to do that creating. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the card. That might also, another card that might uplift this imagination card. And I don't know if you saw this, y'all. I'm going to hold it a little bit closer so you can see it. All right, think outside those lines, because I'm going to tell you something. Through this moon right now, this is what's going to be encouraged. Now, there's some tempering energy with that energy. This is going to help you dream. This is going to help you dive deep into your own deal. And some of it's not going to be real comfortable, but it's going to allow you to reassess who you are, what you are, how far you've come, where you're going, and dream big. Dream much bigger. Tempering that energy, though, is also going to be, so I can't remember who's doing it. You know, there's Pluto, there's Saturn, there's a lot of other planets in the mix right now doing the dance, but there's another energy out there that's going to also kind of tamper that down, and it's like an ego effect, because the ego is always the one that's going to ask you to tell me how you going to do that. How are you going to do that? And where are you going to go? And what are you going to do? And what if this happens? And what if that happens? That's the energy that's going to intermingle with this imagination boost. Okay, so kind of don't let those fears, don't let that over analytical stuff get in the way of spending a little time flowing in the energy of this moon, flowing into that sensation of dream, of wanderlust, of thinking about how your life could expand in all the myriad of ways that are available. Okay, so I've got one right here. I've got one that I want to get. Let me see if I can grab it. I'm going to get the little book, and here's the little book. We love the little book. Y'all, I'm making my own cards right now, and I just realized I'm at the phase right now where I'm going to write the little book for my note cards. I can't wait. I'll be posting them on the community page or whatever you got to do. I'll have to figure out how to do that. But okay, beautiful, y'all. And this is so perfect right now. I can't make it up. Okay? Find balance. Find balance. Or create balance. Because like I say, you can't just find time. Oh, when I find time to do this. Well, no, you're not going to find time. You've got to create time. Time's not hanging around the back of the door somewhere. You have to create time. You have to prioritize. And create some balance in your world. Okay? Strike that balance. Seek balance between doing and being. That point, the still point between the yin and the yang energy. And in this eddy of energy that the moon is providing for us right now, and it's not just the moon, it's also all this retrograde action, and I'm not really sure, but I think there are 6 planets right now retrograde, basically the whole solar system. But that's an opportunity to actually slow down and really think about things. I mean, and you might want to do it now, because as you think is as things will be. So get your wishing on. Think big. Analyze where it is that you're not that strong. Analyze where it is that you might have gone wrong in the past, or what you have done in your own world to create static and what's that thing right there? Resistance. Let's call it resistance. That's what Abraham Hicks says. It's resistance. Where you've created resistance in your world, and take ownership of that, take responsibility of that, because I can't even think of a more auspicious time, astrologically speaking, where we're so enabled to be able to do that. And it's not easy. You're going to have to exert some tough love. You're going to have to be honest with yourself. But the minute you start being honest with yourself, that's when you start to trust yourself. When you start to trust yourself, then you can trust in your intuition. And when you're out there, out and about, you don't have to worry about whether you can trust other people, because you're gonna know. The minute you do that for yourself, the minute you engage on that level with your own self, you've got that faculty. You don't have to wonder. And sometimes that information is not comfortable, because you think you know something. And when we think we know something and we prove ourselves to be incorrect about that, it's a hit to our ego. Okay, but if you can just relax a little bit, go with the flow of this moon, and take the truths, especially the truth in the mirror, that's going to set you on an amazing trajectory, especially through the rest of the energies of the rest of this year. Okay, trust me on this. And now I can't break it down, because I'm not like that. I'm not adept like that. But along the way, I will be coaching you a little bit, and I will also be sharing great links to good videos. Great links. I will share links with you to really great and good videos that have the information that I'm trying to give to you in my very laywoman's way. Okay, so seek balance between doing and being. Now, what is this card, y'all? Talk to me. It's XLI. What is that, y'all? Is that 41? I get to say it's 41, but I really don't know, so we won't go in that depth about the 41 thing. Who knows? Somebody out there know. Tell me what it is. Okay. I'm going all the way up. Here we go. Find balance, or what? Create balance. Okay. Let's see. Okay, yeah. And basically what it's touching on here is we tend to pull ourselves out of balance. And I'm going to tell you, most of us, we pull ourselves out of the yin to do the yang. But you can do both as long as you manage your systems, as long as you craft your own life, put yourself first, and make sure that you spend as much time on yourself, on thinking, on feeling, on downtime, on quiet time, on self-nurturing, as you do projecting into the world and trying to get other things done, trying to get stuff done for other people, trying to get things done to accomplish these things that we need to do to fit into the systems of our world, pay bills, go to work, la 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 la, okay? So this is really telling us that it's important to do what I just said. Craft your life. Create that time. You're not going to find that time somewhere, and certainly nobody's going to walk up to you with a little platter and say, here's that extra time that you need. You've got to create that. You've got to prioritize your world. You've got to prioritize that pie of time that you're given in a day to give something to yourself. And it usually will really help if you will try and create a space and a place and a situation where you can turn everything off and not have somebody beckoning at you. You tell your kids, I need 20 minutes. Turn the phone off. It says, sit calmly each day, spend time and energy just being, connecting with your true self. And like I said, doing that sometimes isn't comfortable because we really run on the facade. When we connect with our true self, sometimes we don't like what we see. When it's a really important time right now also to connect with your intentions. What are your intentions behind what you're trying to do? What are your intentions behind how you're exerting and expressing your energy into the world? It's really important right now because even though they say on this plane intentions don't mean anything, it's all about what you do, guess what? In the ether, intention is pretty much everything. You can't escape it, okay? Universe, God, Source knows that inner motivation, and we are no longer on a planet that will support a dual energy, that whole smiling on your face and feeling like, crappy inside or shooting darts at somebody from the inside. It's not flying anymore. Okay, so it's really important. And this thing that you can do for yourself, this sitting alone and really going in and accepting truths and changing and tinkering with your own personality is going to be totally and wholly invaluable for you. I mean, because otherwise you are absolutely scratching and squeaking within the confines of the new earth, within the confines of the changes that have just taken place on this planet. Okay, I want you to feel good. I want you to feel well. I want you to operate a little more smoothly in your life. And you cannot do that with the old energy. That's got to go. You got to get honest. But I'm telling you, the rewards of doing this work and starting to feel truly good about yourself, even when nobody's watching, even though if nobody's calling you and checking on you, even if nobody's patting you on the back for what you do, you don't need any of that. And once you get to that point in your life, you're ready to manifest purposefully. You're not just some ball in a game bouncing off of everybody else's energy. You're finally directing your own energy, and when you do that, you're golden. Okay, and right now this moon is definitely supporting this work. Okay, so that's a beautiful card. It's totally harmonious to the whole thing. And I'm going to look and see if there's anything else in here. Well, it's talking about being volatile and erupting, but what I'm going to talk about that is moon energy with that. Okay, so these are your two beautiful cards du jour. Imagination from the grace cards. Life difficulties can really screw with your head unless you're tapped into your imagination, and also your faith in what is, your faith in your own journey, your understanding that you have created circumstances in your life to learn from, and if you're not willing to learn from those, you're going to struggle. Okay, so if you've created it, if it has come up in your world, you have had a hand in that vibration. You have done some work on your own end to create that situation, and you're like, I know, well, what about the fire in Maui? Did they create that? That's another video. But they all are participating on that in the ethereal level by choice. Okay, and when you can remember that, whatever comes up in your reality, somehow you've had a hand in allowing yourself to be in that situation, it makes it so much easier to turn your focus in from putting your hand up against that reality to learning that lesson and accepting what you have brought yourself to, and understanding that you've done that for yourself, not against yourself. And that it will, if you can embrace these things and learn from them and feel through them to get to the other side, that will lead you through your best evolution on this planet. Okay, and the other card is find balance. Create some balance in your world. You got to know that about yourself. Get to know yourself. If you're putting too much into the world, balance yourself out. Get some energy going toward your own self, your own desire, your own healing. Stop screwing with yourself. If you're doing something that you know is not good for you, well, guess what? Your body knows that too. You know, if you're eating something that you know makes you sick, or if you're borderline diabetic and you just refuse to quit eating sugar, well, guess what? Here's what you're doing. You understand that it's not good for you. You know what to do. So when you think you're getting away with a few of these cookies or half a cake or whatever you're doing, you're absolutely contrasting the situation. You're absolutely offering all the contrast in the world, all the resistance in the world to your being able to get over that little hiccup that you've got going on with your health. You can't get away with anything anymore. And you have to really, really want to be well. You have to really, really want to be better. You have to want to be healthy. You have to want to be happy. You have to want to be breaking out of this constant having to fix things and go through these fires that you set. You gotta want to do it. If you're still in that mode where it's scratching an itch for you to constantly be sick or constantly be, and sitting in judgment of everything that's going on and being hypercritical about everything, if you haven't broken out of that, none of this is going to work. But if you really, really want something better for yourself, all of this will work. Okay? All right, now I'm going to put those down. Now, excuse me. I wrote notes. Some people tape them and they read them along. And I won't be able to see it that far away without my glasses. So, okay, so take that calm moment to connect with your inner self, your wise self, with God, with Source, however it is for you. Realize you're going to be sensitive right now, so you may feel like volatile. You may have this up and down, this ebb and flow of emotions, and just realize that it's up to you to try and control that. And I'm not saying squelch it. I'm not saying don't be angry. What I am saying, though, it's your responsibility, the energy that you express into the world, and what you put out, you get back. And if you can keep that in mind, excuse me, it'll make it so much easier to realize it's not doing you any good. Certainly not health-wise, but certainly not progress-wise in your life or in interpersonal connections to be a reactionary. Take that information in, and when you go to your happy little place, your quiet little place, reflect on those things, process those things. Don't stuff them down, because they will come back up, but take this stuff in as it comes. Try not to offer that resistance, because whatever has come for you needs you. Whatever has come for you, you need. It's a part of acquiescence. It's a part of surrendering to what it is that we've created for ourselves, because as long as we deny all that, we're still going to be treading water. We're still going to be spinning our wheels. We're still going to have to go through this over and over and over. If you constantly think that something's happening to you, it's going to continually happen to you in your estimation, which means you're constantly going to come against stuff that's not comfortable for you. But once you start allowing these things to come in, taking it in as information, giving yourself the time of day to go and process the stuff that you get in a day. When you start doing all of that work, everything smooths out. You find the joy of living. You find that thing where you're enthusiastic about what's next in your world. You don't think, oh God, what's next? You think, oh God, what's next? It is like that. That's how it changes over. So it's so important right now, and I really believe that this is just a gift from God. It's a gift from the universe. Certainly our physical universe. This time, the next probably, I don't know. I mean, you know, the people talk about the timeline of the effects of big moon turns like the new moon and the full moon. And they say it can go for weeks and weeks and weeks. But for me, I really believe the next few days would be very pivotal for you if you will invest in yourself and give yourself some quiet time to do a little bit of this work. Sometimes uncomfortable work. The work of getting really honest about where you are in your life and how you're progressing in your life, and the changes that you might need to make things more harmonious on your journey in your 3D. Okay? I don't see anything else. Well, Saturn's in the mix. Okay, Saturn's in the mix right now, and I believe Saturn is one of the retrogrades. That's the planet of crystallization, of taking an ethereal idea and making it real. And right now, Saturn is affording us the opportunity to see through things, see things through, allow these endings to happen that we've kind of been courting but not really wanting to address certain stuff. All of this is being presented to you to go ahead and take care of that business, baby. Take care of that business, because there's stuff that's going to come up in the next several weeks that you're going to want to jump on board. You're going to want to have that better attitude. You want to have that bigger energy. You want to have cleared some decks in your life so that you can start to fly with it, so you can start to harmonize with the new influx of energy that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. And right now is that time to do that work. Okay? I mean, and this work has been, we've started this work for several months now, sort of chipping away at stuff. And right now is the big boost out of the doom and gloom and cutting these things that keep these tentacles that are holding us back, and releasing people energy that we've been kind of knowing that needs to go, but we haven't really didn't want to put that sword down. But you're being completely encouraged and supported to absolutely wield that sword, get these things done, get it all tied up, get it all taken care of, because there's big stuff coming up for us. Okay, let's see if there's anything else that's super important, and if I miss anything, I'll come back, y'all. I'll always come back. I wrote a lot of stuff for just that little bit that I said, but you know, Virgo's hanging around. Virgo's got that analytical influence that I was talking about. Okay, Virgo's the one that's doing, Virgo is doing that. So while we're trying to dream, Virgo's gonna like start telling us to question things. Well, it's analytical. Of course it's going to. It's going to want to see digits. It's going to see numbers. It's going to want to see proof. It wants to see the map. It wants to see the plan. We don't always have that plan. So just tell Virgo to sit down a minute, that you'll get it together in a minute, but right now you need to dream. Okay, kind of control that energy, but it is a really balanced energy, because you're being given this bright big go light, this green light to really dream big. And then Virgo's coming in going, okay, I appreciate all this big dreaming, but don't pull up that credit, don't take that credit card out just yet. And so that's a good thing. Just keep it all in context, you know, keep it all in perspective. All right, I think that's about it, y'all. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. And if you care for this video, please hit that like button. It always helps us on YouTube. And let's see what else. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing and turn on the notification bell, because I am not yet doing a regular series of videos, but I come on as much as I can, and that way, I mean, I'm a tiny channel. It'll be a lot easier for you to see my content if you've got that notification bell on. And most of my videos are, you know, for everyone, so you can hit that one with the little things on it, so you can get all of the notifications for all my videos, and they will be apropos in some way or another for you. And subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting this effort. I am beyond appreciative. I appreciate you so much. And if you care to share this video, this might be a good one to share, y'all. It's a very timely video considering the moon energy. Like I said, the fat moon energy for me is only going to be around and doing this thing for us because all of these other planets are going to change their position. So it is kind of a timely situation. So for the next several days, maybe 72 hours, do some work for yourself. Utilize the energy of this configuration astrologically, and yeah, share it with your peeps, anybody who might not normally see this this content. Okay, and I will put some links in the pinned comments section of more in-depth analysis of the full moon energy, because it is a big deal this time, y'all, and it might behoove you to go over and check out the more detailed versions of what's happening. But I kind of gave it to you like, yeah, you know, hopefully you can work with what I gave you. I'm really happy to be here, and I hope you can tell that too, and I really appreciate your time. Okay, y'all, stay safe. All right, keep good thoughts out there for the people that you know who are in a little bit of jeopardy. My friends on Hawaii, they're still grappling with huge losses and huge rebuilding. And my people and some people that I'm sure you know, a lot of people, you know, Florida is a very metropolitan kind of place. Florida is going to be rebuilding too. There's a lot going on down there. And so we send our best wishes, our sunshine thoughts, our uplifting energy and vibe to all of those beautiful people who have brought to themselves quite the challenging circumstance. And so the way we can help them is not to go into that fear mode or that ooh boo-hoo mode. The best thing that we can do for any struggling situation outside of our actual realm is to hold our love light, send our best wishes, get some nice visualizations for the rebuilding and the regeneration process for anybody who might be going through something struggling. Okay, so that's how we do that. So keep it alive, y'all, and I will see you soon.